Yo, what is up guys? This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Mall channel, your source for on-point and no-hype reviews. We are back yet again, everybody. We're back with another fragrance review right here, guys, on my day off. And today I'm pretty excited to give you guys the lowdown on this latest Roja Parfums release. And if you saw the thumbnail, you know about this fragrance, you've heard about it. I am pretty sure that just like me, you guys are pretty excited to find out what my results are on the testing that I did on this fragrance. Now, if you haven't done so, please do not forget to like and subscribe, guys. Liking, subscribing, and watching the ads is a great big deal to this channel. We are about 5 subscribers away from 16,000 subscribers, guys, so keep coming with all the support, with the likes and comments, guys. And I do read all your comments each and every day. They do motivate me to make these types of videos. So if you want more, all you got to do is like and subscribe. And the fragrance that we will be talking about today is none other than the 2023 release from Roja Parfums. This is none other than Elysium Eau Intense. Yes, Elysium Eau Intense. I mean, at first when I heard about this fragrance, I thought it was just a rumor, okay? I didn't think it would be real up until I saw the actual bottle being available on the Roja website. And just like many of y'all, I just jumped in right here and I bought a 10 ml sample of this Roja Parfums Elysium Eau Intense. Now, what I do like about Roja, as opposed to say Boudicca the Victorious, is that they actually sell travel sprayers of all their releases. Okay, that includes all the recent releases, okay? Because, for example, with Boudicca the Victorious, they do have a lot of recent releases, but they actually ban people who purchase the full bottle to actually split it. So their lame reason was that, you know, hey, you know what, we have samples on our website, but on the Boudicca website, they do not have samples of all their recent releases, basically making you blind by them. And here at Roja, basically, they're saying, hey, sample it. Even their latest Pierre de Velay, the Oud, which is a $600 fragrance, there is a 7.5 ml atomizer. So this one right here, Elysium Eau Intense, this is their first 10 ml travel spray. It's pretty big, pretty nice right here. Kind of like has this gradient type of bottle design right here. Looks really nice, looks really fresh. And you know, like I said, I mean, I really like the fact that they let you try these. And so I immediately bought this for, I believe, $60 or $70. And you know, just to add another one, I added Roja's Harrods Oud. I was just, you know, kind of curious about how that smelled. So this is it right here. Let's go spray this thing right now. Okay guys, now before we continue talking about this fragrance, let's do a quick recap of the OG Elysium real quickly, guys. So Elysium, yes, it was made to counter Aventus at the time, guys, by Mr. Roja Dove. Now, there are some stark differences between Elysium and Aventus, in my opinion. Aventus is the brighter citrus laden type of perfume that a lot of people love, but Elysium has its own charm, guys, okay? Elysium to me is a lot more elegant. Why? Because there are other notes like galbanum, lavender, and musks. They do provide a more elegant feel with Elysium, and it is not really completely a super bright fragrance. It's actually a very under the radar, nice citrus with other notes that really sparkle as you are wearing Elysium. And it is, to me, I've always said this, it is a fragrance that I could actually wear in the nighttime because it does have a more sensual, balanced feel than say Aventus, which I would prefer on the daytime. Now, when I heard about this fragrance right here, my big question initially, without even buying or testing this fragrance, was, you know, which parts were intensified? You know, which parts did they dial up in this fragrance? And for me, the one thing I was thinking was the performance, you know, because the performance of Elysium, although it is a wonderful scent, this is arguably not really a strong fragrance. And you know, the thing about these types of fragrances is that they're so good that you want them to be a lot stronger. And you know, this is the reason why there's a lot of cloning of Elysium right here. And I did make a video about that. I still chose the original, by the way, guys, the Extrait de Parfum version of Elysium. But a lot of people really talk about the performance, and they want the performance to be a lot more intense, if you will. Now, here in this fragrance, fragrance, two things were really made a lot more intense, okay? The first thing is going to be the citrus, okay? The citrus is a lot more intensified with Eau Intense, and you can smell that the moment you spray this fragrance. This fragrance has loads of grapefruit and lime, okay, to the point where the grapefruit and lime are much stronger than the bergamot, much stronger than the galbanum, that are actually stronger notes in the OG or even the Extrait de Parfum. This one right here has a lot of grapefruit, and the thing is, maybe they knew that a lot of these recent spring summer fragrances that are so popular, maybe they knew that, you know, grapefruit is an amped up note on a lot of these popular spring summer fragrances, and so that's what they did. They amped up the grapefruit and lime in Eau Intense. It's a lot more intense, a lot more citrusy in the beginning, so if you're into that, if you're into grapefruit and lime, you're gonna like it right here. Immediately upon spraying, I got a compliment from my wife, who was actually like 4 to 5 feet away. She could definitely smell this citrusy blast to begin with, and just like the OG Elysium, you can go back to my review, she definitely complimented me on this one. She said, oh wow, that smells really great. So grapefruit, lime, grapefruit, these are really lovely citrusy notes. Add the bergamot as well. Now within 10 minutes of wearing this fragrance, guys, it does get slightly aromatic. You are going to get some aromatic notes jump in the mix right after that really intense citrusy start. So 10 minutes of pure citrus bliss, and then you are going to get these aromatic notes. Now you will get the balancers of the opening, I'd like to call them balancers right here, of lavender and musk, okay? So again, this is what makes Elysium different, okay? So this is basically the blanket of lavender and musk that makes this an elegant, balanced intro. Really not super bright. After the first 10 minutes of that blast of citruses, you are gonna get this nice lavender, this musk that gives it an elegant feel. Now early on in smelling this fragrance, guys, under an hour, you'll be able to smell the fruity notes in lingering form. That's going to be your apple as well as your black currant. The apple is much stronger in the Extrait de Parfum in my opinion, but right here in Eau Intense, you're gonna get lingering smells of that fruitiness, black currant and apple. Now in the opening with the intensified citrus, you are also going to get rhubarb, which adds a little bit of that spicy mix as well as a sweetness here in the opening. I wouldn't say it's that intense or that strong to where you can really detect it, but there's definitely rhubarb right here. And overall, like I said, on the opening, it's a stronger citrusy blast versus the other iterations of Elysium. And then, like I said, within 10 minutes, it gets into aromatic musk lavender mode, balanced, elegant, possibly even like nighttime hot weather type of fragrance right here. But this is all kind of like pretty much Elysium. You know, if you're used to smelling Elysium, you know what it's about. I would say in terms of the overall feel, save for the strong citrus, I would say it's pretty much the same on the overall feel. Now let's hop on to the mid, guys. Now the mid is pretty much the same as well. Pretty much you're going to get those lingering fruity notes under the backdrop of florals and woody notes. So there's some dry woody notes that you can actually smell right here in the mid. I know they're listed as the base notes, but you can also smell them in the mid. Now the florals are gonna be jasmine, lily of the valley, as well as tuberose. And I know for a lot of y'all that saw that on paper, you guys are probably wondering if that tuberose is really that prominent. And the answer is no. The tuberose is not really prominent. If anything, it's super well blended in. Just like with the OG, the lily of the valley note is going to be the strongest one, backed up by the jasmine. I would say the tuberose is just a lingering white floral note right here, guys, but it's really not as prominent. And again, you are going to get those lingering fruity notes in the mid. I would say that this is a much more uplifting side of things, you know, because it kind of balances out with the musk and lavender. But once the florals comes in the mid of Elysium Eau Intense, it does feel a lot more uplifting and very likable as well. Now headed into the dry down, guys, it seems like there's a lot of notes, okay? And I have reviewed so many Roja Parfums releases where I can actually pinpoint what those notes are. But the thing is, guys, unfortunately, when it comes to the dry down of Elysium Eau Intense, this fragrance does get significantly weaker by the 5 to 6 hour mark. And unfortunately, although there are a lot of dried down notes, you're not going to be able to really pull a lot of them. You're not going to be able to really detect a lot of them unless you really go and sniff like this, guys. Okay, so here in the dry down, you are going to get the usual suspects of Elysium. You're going to get vetiver, you're going to get ambergris, you're going to get woods, you're going to get musk. These are the standard usual suspects of Elysium. Same thing basically with some labdanum as well. And of course, they talked about the violet here as a prominent new note. However, there's a lot of sweetness here that, I mean, it could be just the amber, it could be the violet. But again, for me, it was too weak for the violet to really stand out. And I have reviewed a lot of fragrances with standout violet. I wouldn't say this is a standout violet, although there is a sweetness that I can definitely smell here in the dry down. But the dry down seems very, very similar to the OG Elysium. So that is the thing about this fragrance. I would say that the changes that they said in terms of the notes, I don't think they're really standout, and those are the things that I'm sure pretty much got you guys concerned and worried, tuberose being in there, or rhubarb or violet. These are notes that, you're probably thinking like, man, I love the original Elysium. I wonder how those notes really work in there. But the thing is, they're too weak. They're too weak and too undetectable or well blended for me to say that, oh, there's a real prominent violet part, or really tuberose took over the mid. No, they do not take over anything, guys. And if anything, you'll still get the standard feel that you get with the OG Elysium. Again, this fragrance does have an intensified grapefruit and lime, as well as intensified musks. But as for these new kids on the block, these new notes, nah, they're not gonna really affect the overall feel of this Elysium that is, again, pretty similar to the OG. And with that being said, definitely I would say it is redundant to own both, unless you really want a stronger grapefruit and lime and musk parts of this fragrance right here, so get both. But to me, it's pretty redundant. I would only buy this one if I ran out of the OG bottle and then I want a new full bottle right here. That's the only reason I would get the Awe Intense right here. But to me, it's pretty redundant. It still has the original feel. Like I said, those new kids on the block notes are not gonna mess with you. And performance-wise, guys, this fragrance starts off as an aura scent, like I said. 4 feet away, they can definitely smell you. But as you know, just like the OG Elysium, it's not gonna be the neck snapper. It's not gonna be like a scent trail or anything like that. In my opinion, within an hour or an hour and a half, this fragrance turns into a lingering scent. And that's not a bad thing at all. What I do like about this fragrance is that it is also a draw-in scent. So this is a fragrance that people smell it, they like it, they'll compliment you, and they'll want more. So this is the type of fragrance that if my crush was, maybe 2 feet away or 1 feet away, I would actually lean in. That type of stuff right there. Draw in style scents. But as for the scent itself, it is wonderful. Again, reminiscent of the OG Elysium. There's really not a lot of big changes out here except for the ones that I stated. And again, overall longevity is 5 to 6 hours significant scent. 7 hours, yes, maybe, but that's being generous, okay? And also with this 7-hour total scent right here, just know that I oversprayed from my travel sprayer. Okay, so I didn't do like a standard 3 sprays. I had a feeling that Elysium wasn't gonna be super strong or super long lasting. So every time I tested this fragrance, I did do 6 sprays on this. So that's already on an overspray. 5 to 6 significant scent, 7 hours stretching it. I mean, for some performance heads, that's not gonna be enough, but for some people, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right. I mean, it's pretty doable right here. For me, could have been stronger, could have been longer. And as always with Elysium, this fragrance Awe Intense is definitely versatile day or night. I would say that push of that citrus makes it a lot more usable in the daytime, guys. But I've always maintained that Elysium is something that I would wear in the evening or afternoon to evening, or on those hot summer nights. I would actually wear this as an elegant perfume, a draw-in elegant perfume. And I wouldn't recommend this if you are looking for a citrus fragrance that's gonna own the room, that's gonna snap necks, and it's gonna come in with a lot of huge sillage. I wouldn't recommend this Elysium Eau Intense. But if you are using Elysium just the way I like it, elegant, modest, maybe afternoon to nighttime occasions, this is it right here. And with that abundance of musks right here, I would say that this makes it very appropriate for those types of events. Ultimately, is this full bottle worthy? That'll depend on you guys, okay? After trying and testing this fragrance, guys, with those types of adjustments based on the OG Elysium, I mean, you guys can compare and contrast, but it can be a full bottle worthy perfume for those that are going to be okay with those changes as well as the performance. If you're okay with that, then it should be no problem to order $300 for a full 100 ml bottle of this fragrance. All right, so that is it. That is my no hype review on the 2023 release of Roja Parfums Elysium Eau de Parfum. Again, good job on Roja for selling the samples or the big travel sprays early. This is really great because we're able to test it really quickly. And of course, Pierre de Villiers, the oud, don't worry, that's gonna be next, guys. I'm sure for all the oud lovers that like to collect expensive perfumes, I got that. We got Oud Sapphire from Boudicca as well as Pierre de Villiers, the oud, and now Harrods Oud, I got it as well from this recent purchase right here. So if you guys are into oud, hang on tight, I got it. I'll keep coming with all the goods. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. We are headed to 16,000 subscribers. If you've tried this fragrance, let me know in the comments below what y'all think, and I'll see you guys on the next video, guys. I'm back on my day off. I got another day off, so I got another video for y'all guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless. Take care. Peace.